Hey everybody, I'm gonna give some people a chance to pop in, but just wanted to give a little update on some of the upcoming shows I have coming up, and then also an update on I know update on some of the shows that I got coming up, and then also a guest that I have already scheduled this week, and some new guests that I haven't scheduled yet. So just giving people a chance to show up, and then I'll fill everybody in. But hope everybody's having a good day so far. What's going on, Herman? I'm actually going to share the stream as well. If anybody wants to come in there, the StreamYard, whatever. But I was just giving people an update on the shows I got this week and some of the new guests I have lined up, because I feel like I do a horrible job of presenting my own stuff. So I feel like I should be sharing that stuff a little bit more. Give people little update videos that they can at least check out later. So I'm going to. All right. Actually, probably be easier to put in the comments. Oh yeah, no, I'm on here. Sorry to disappoint. You have to see my face. But so this is the link to the next guest I'm going to have on. He's an author that goes by the name of Peter Moon. He's written books on Montauk, on Scientology, specifically L. Ron Hubbard, and a few others as well. I don't actually have the short list in front of me, but I'm trying to give people a chance to know who my guest is, because he wanted people to be able to come on and ask questions as well. And anyone that wants to, they can pop to that channel and put to that video in the description, or not in the description, in the live chat right now. I'll have to put it in the description. I'll probably do that now. And then they can basically leave any questions that they have. Let's see. Do a little update because they may not be able to see it in the live chat. Any questions for Peter Moon? Hey everybody that is also tuning in, I appreciate it. I'm just adding something to the description, so I can't really see the chat right now. So yeah, either comment them on that page. I just shared it in the description as well, so if anybody wants to, they can. Oh yeah, it's my face. I'm sorry, Herman. Gotta fix that. Hey Jesse, thanks for stopping by. Just giving people a little update on some of the upcoming shows I'm doing. I also reached out to a new guest, but I don't want to put his name out until I get a little confirmation on that. But he's been brought up by a lot of other guests, and so I wanted to kind of check in on his story and how he was doing, and if he was down for talking about it at all. He's also, I believe, a friend of the guest that I'm having on Thursday of this week. And I'm going to be doing a double show. I'm going to be doing that one at 4 p.m. And then I'll probably be doing another one sometime between 6 and 8 p.m., depending on when Mr. Penny will be ready. I'd be happy to interview you, Herman. Like, seriously, though. I wouldn't mind knowing more about you. I think it'd be fun. I could interview you for at least an hour, I feel like. Especially, I don't know, man, with the old YouTube channel and what made you want to start it up again. I feel like we could talk about that for a good 20 minutes. But yeah, I'd be happy to interview you, to be honest. You've been on here before, but just not as my main guest. Would love to have you on as a main guest. Hey, April. Thanks for stopping in. just giving people a little update. I'm having an author on Thursday. And if anybody wants to look into him, you can. He goes by the name of Peter Moon. And yeah, if you guys look into his work and see some of his books, you're more than welcome to ask any questions that you have. That would be good too. We could talk about that as well. Realistic ways of dealing with it, because a lot of people that don't deal with anxiety have the worst ways. Oh, just relax. Just calm down. Why can't you just relax? So yeah, I feel like that would be the most realistic way that you could actually help people with doing that recording. I think that would be very good. No, with your dad jokes coming hard. Where are you? I'm confused. The apple orchard? Ooh, that might have been a good guess. Apple orchard for 200. But thank you guys for tuning in. I don't know how long I'm going to be on. Oh, it wasn't a good guess. Okay. Damn. Oh, come on, fill us in. How many guesses are we supposed to give? Oh, yeah, exactly. But outsider's perspective, that's just, you know what I mean, in their head, the horrible way of that they were either told it or anything else. And it's, I don't know, it's really an unrelatable topic at this point, unless you have kind of that middle ground where somebody who deals with it is telling you more about the experience, because most people, you only address the experience when you're mid a panic attack or anxiety attack. Hint, I'm wearing a green shirt. Oh, figured it out. Maybe. Working late. Doing a double. Thanks, Jesse. Can't say I've ever heard of that one. Who sings the song called Merry Moon? My girlfriend got mad at me the other day because I was yelling, Alexa, and there was no Alexa in the house. It was a good time. All the reason to get a daughter named Alexa. But yeah, if anybody catches this later, go ahead and see the link in the description. Actually, I don't know if anybody wants to join me, but just in case, I will. I don't like to push that on people, but it's in the description. And it's also going to be in the title now once I update it. And anybody can join in and talk to me here for a little bit. And I'll also share it in the chat. If anybody's bored and wants to hang out, there's a guy on TikTok who gives suggestions on how to cope when you're having an anxiety attack. What's his name? Or his tag or whatever they call it on TikTok. That'd be good to have, because I feel like a lot of people need that. Hey, what's going on? I hope you're doing good, Rocco. There's April. Working hard or hardly working?
Both. I just got to work. Just got to work about 20 minutes ago.
Just running down from the long night.
Hold on one second.
All right. Oh, everybody's joining me. I appreciate it, guys.
It's because we love you, Jacob.
Oh, well, I don't usually do very many day ones because I don't know who's going to be around.
I'm always around, Jacob.
I appreciate it.
Hi, Apple.
Hello.
It's weird. I'm actually having a good day today, and I'm not used to this.
Yeah, I can say the same. It took a couple days where I just kind of wasn't on the internet that much for the last couple days. It helped me out
I
a
think
little
we
bit.
all need it once in a while.
Every once in a while. A little pullback.
I'm not used to seeing it late where you are right now, April. Usually it's like really dark because we work at night. Are you working tonight too?
Yeah, I know. It's 3 in the afternoon.
Right.
And I'm doing doubles today and tomorrow.
Oh, so you're working tonight too then?
Yeah.
Oh, that's annoying. Well,
Oh,
hey,
yeah,
you know
you
what?
said you did a couple days of it in a row?
Yeah, so last night was a regular shift. Today and tomorrow's a double. But then I'm off until the rest of the week. So
We're gonna have to get you a martini, double shot of martini or something after your shift.
that's just gonna put me to sleep.
That's not a bad thing.
I very really drink.
Yeah.
And when I do, one of two things happens. My face gets extremely warm or I just get tired. So
Does it make you really flush in the cheeks?
in the ears.
In the ears? I don't remember what it's called.
I remember one time.
Was dysplasia or I don't remember what it's called.
I don't know, but I remember like years ago.
Rosacea. Yeah. I knew it had
Rosacea.
Asia in it.
I went up to Maine with
Sorry.
my cousin and had a pomegranate martini or something like that. Cut like literally 2-3 sips. And I asked her, I go, my ear's turning red. She looked over, she's like, yeah. I said, yeah, I can feel it. I didn't even have to look. I could feel the heat on the top of my ears.
The real question is, do you play with them when you're drinking? Is that why they're red?
No.
I can see it.
I could feel like I could feel the blood rushing to the tips of my ears.
Oh,
like,
just feel the pressure.
Yeah, I go, hey, my ear's turning red, like the tips, and she's like, and I'm like, yeah, I thought so. It's not the reason I don't drink, but I knew I could feel it. But yeah, there's a guy, I don't remember his name, but there's a guy on TikTok. I think he has a YouTube channel too. I'll look for it later if I remember.
Hey, yeah, I wouldn't mind tagging it on the video. That way people can.
Yeah, he so his story is, I don't remember the years, but both his wife and his father both committed suicide. And he's dealt with anxiety, bipolar, and a laundry list of mental health issues.
So he's out there helping people because of the traumatic experiences.
Yeah, so he's like, and he mentions like, okay, so if you're having anxiety attack,
I just had to put that little disclaimer in because you used a naughty word on YouTube, the S word, and we got to make sure we're talking positive of it.
I did. Which one?
The S word. If someone was to take their life.
Oh yeah, I'm usually more cautious.
I'm glad he's doing it in a healthy way and helping people.
Like one of the things he talks about is like one of the suggestions he gives is to grab like Vicks vapor rub to help you distract your brain from the smell of it will help to distract your brain from an anxiety if you're in the middle of an anxiety attack. I think that's what he says. And other he talks about other issues and like he's like if you have the rubber band, flicking it against your wrist instead of doing other things. Trying to think of other like coping mechanisms that he suggests.
Like I know someone's stressed, but I don't know if they correlate at all.
Yeah. And stuff, but
Herman, we need your chime in.
What's up, babe? What happened? Sorry.
So I have to ask, does like a stress ball or something like that ever help in anxiety or like keeping your hands busy or anything like that?
I mean, I've tried stress balls before. But the biggest thing is I just try to listen to music, because I find music, it doesn't have to be calming music. It could just be like whatever you like to listen to. I usually just use music.
But is it based on like your song choice? Is it based on your mood? Like, do you listen to like heavier stuff depending on what you know what I mean?
Yeah, but sometimes if I'm like really in an anxiety moment, I'll listen to like really sad songs that make you cry because, I feel like crying. So, I want to get the crying out, but it just depends. Like there's a song, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it, but it's called Out of This World by Michael W. Smith, he's known as a Christian artist, but I don't know what this song has to do with Christianity in general, necessarily, but it's called Out of This World. And I listen to it a lot when I'm just like anxious or sad or upset. It doesn't make me cry. It just makes me think of rocking out with my brothers when I was younger. We were rocking out to that very
So
song.
you have memories attached to it besides the lyrics.
Yes. I mean, by the way, for the record, my brothers are still alive. I'm just saying when we were younger, when we were kids, we would rock out and we'd piss our parents off. And yes, I said pissed off. We'd make our parents
we
mad
did. Me and my
so
brothers did the same thing. We started a little garage band. Didn't make a single song. Just all banged on instruments or played a guitar, and it was absolutely horrible to listen to for anybody else. I bet.
Oh yeah, well, I had this like the one of those, those like those drum sets, like those kids drum sets that are not really drums. They're just kind of like those drum. I'd be the drummer drumming. My brother would be the singer, and he sang terribly. And then my other brother would be pretending like he's playing the guitar. So it's pretty cool. And can I say, I'm gonna say something here, Jacob. This might sound mushy here for a second, but I have to say, like being around, people like you, Jacob, April, of course, my best friend Ashley, and other people, in our crew, just it makes it better to be around you guys because I see like you guys having daily struggles too with stuff, and like it kind of inspires me to like think, well, maybe my stuff's not so big, or I'm not the only one struggling and having a tough time. I'm being serious. I know I'm a joke.
No, I believe you, and I'm glad all of us can help in whatever way we are.
Yeah, it's like we're all in to help each other. I want to help you guys as best I can. And I don't know how I can help you guys aside from just listening. And if you guys have something to say, you can just say, "Hey, Herman, what's up, man? Let's talk." So.
No, I would say it like I met everybody kind of initially as like, oh, we're supporting each other's channels because we like each other's work, and it turned into, all right, I just kind of like these people. And,
exactly.
We're talking more and learning more about each other. I can't complain.
Yeah,
I appreciate it as well.
Yeah, it's good to learn about people's struggles and people's lives because there's some people who go, oh, we're all the same. No, we're not all the same. We all have different struggles, different backgrounds, different beliefs, different whatever's out there. That's what makes us
even down to our anxiety. We all cope with our anxieties and depressions differently.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
We might have those things in common.
Right.
But, the way you react in your anxiety when you're in the middle of anxiety is different than, say, me or Jacob. We cope with it differently, and but we also like like you mentioned with the music, we all have our escapes that either help us to recenter or like help us to distract our minds just enough.
Yeah.
Or like you said, it helps you to get through the emotion.
Right.
With it, because even when I was younger, I used to, you know, ironically, they weren't even sad songs, but there's one of Kenny Loggins. Kenny Loggins is one of my favorite artists of all time, and
I've heard.
he has an album called Leap of Faith, and there's a couple of songs on there that, especially when I was like first getting into his music, there was a couple of songs that they weren't necessarily sad songs, but they gave me the okay to cry and feel comforted at the same time. Like when I was in my teens, in my early 20s, I mentioned to you before about the issues I had with my not having a relationship with my father, and when I was in my teens, he lived 2 blocks away from me and really couldn't be bothered, right? But he really couldn't be bothered with me, and I had that, and then I had had issues with my mother a little bit, but I would throw on Kenny Loggins' Leap of Faith album,
Or
and there were a few songs, like I said, that just kind of comfort me and give me, let me know it was okay to cry and go through the emotion.
I feel like everybody's got that one song though. Like here, I'm gonna share. I'll actually share mine in the chat because I wish I could share it on here. But mine's, I think it's redone by this band, but the cover was by Pearl Jam, and it's called "Last Kiss," and it gets me every single time. Like it's just an emotional song. It's about this boyfriend and this girlfriend. I don't actually know if they're dating or not, but they're going to the prom or something, and they get in a car wreck, and like he holds her while she passes away. And this is like the song that they wrote about it. And I was like, oh my goodness, like that's just an emotional song. And it gets me every time. But there's something about music that is like medicine and definitely connects with people on such an emotional level, whether it's happy, sad, angry. Like there's so many ways it can help you, I feel like.
Hey Jacob, can I post my song that I listen to when I have anxiety too? Or
oh yeah, put it on there. Yeah, and tell people what it's called.
It's a song called "Dear Agony" by Breaking Benjamin, and there's a part in there. I
like Breaking Benjamin, by the way.
Yeah, it's a pretty crazy song, but it's there's a part in there that goes, don't bury me, faceless enemy, because anxiety is the faceless enemy. You can't see anxiety. You can see certain things that trigger the anxiety, but you can't see. Anxiety is not a person that's in front of you. It's a feeling. It's something you feel at a certain moment, and you don't know why you're feeling it. And so I listen to that song, and I just cry my eyes out listening to it. Especially that part, because the faceless enemy is anxiety. It's the pain of anxiety, and depression and all the stuff we go through. But like you were saying, April, what triggers you might not trigger me, or what triggers me might not trigger you. Like everyone has different triggers for anxiety. Mine's just thinking people are mad at me, and I'm giving you a preview of being on Jacob's show, by the way, everybody. This is my preview. This is my audition for being on Jacob's show.
I didn't really think about it until you guys started phrasing it this way. I would say my biggest anxiety is being in like a room more than like 6 people. I like small groups. I would never go to a large party.
Yeah, would you consider yourself more of an introvert?
Introvert?
Yeah.
No. I'm very much want to be the center of attention a lot. I would say you
could be an introvert with extrovert tendencies.
This is a very critical self-analysis, but like I told you, I'm quite conceited sometimes. I like to be the center of attention, but at the same time, not in a group of 100. I don't want that many people looking at me. Oh my gosh, that would tear me up inside. But I did great in speech class. Like I'm happy to walk in front of a class and give a speech or stuff like that.
You could be an introvert with extrovert tendencies.
Oh my gosh, can I play the fence anymore?
Because I'm kind of the same way. I think I mentioned before. If I have one or two people around me. If I'm in a room with one or two people, we can joke back and forth or talk or whatever. But as soon as it turns into an actual group of people, I'm kind of off, like daydreaming, doodling on a napkin, in my own world, and I'm listening, but I'm not really interacting until I hear something that chimes, and I go, "Oh yeah, blah 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 blah," and then I go back down here, you know. But in kind of the same thing, like you know, I can be on stage and I can put a performer facade on, and then to have a conversation, like I said, even if it's one on one, sometimes it takes a little for me to be able to stop not stuttering but stumbling over my words. Because there's sometimes when I'm talking where I feel like I'm a 5-year-old trying to have an adult conversation.
Well, I think that's a healthy way to be around a small group, is to
Yeah.
chime in when you feel like you have things to add to the conversation. I feel like the unhealthy is I need to talk even if I don't have anything to say, because I feel like I'm, like I just have this gabbing conversation where I'm not included.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's got to be a healthy balance in there. That's the best way to do it. Because I'm
like,
the same way as you, April. I would rather chime in when I just have something to contribute.
Right.
Yeah.
And I like, if you want to put the labels, like supposedly that's more of an introverted way to be, but you can be introverted and still have moments where you're a little bit more outgoing and you're more talkative, and the crowd, whatever crowd's around you, doesn't really affect you as much. Because there'll be times when it's rare, but every now and again I could be in a large group and I'm like, "Hey, how you doing?" And like, and just enjoying the moment. And then there's other times where I'm just more quiet, more observed, observant, just kind of watching everybody, listening, but not really interacting.
Yeah.
But again, I'm kind of like, I kind of zoned in to hear and just kind of having a conversation with my own brain.
But then also, I feel like it always depends on the topic too. Like if they stay on a topic that you just don't feel like talking about, I can
Yeah.
feel it why someone's like, I just really had nothing to add to this. I'm just going to be here and respect that they're having a conversation about it, because there's plenty of times where people are having a conversation that I don't want to have anything to do with. I'm just like, should I be here right now? Should I? Oh, especially online. I'm not even gonna lie. Should I shut off my camera? Am I? People not want to see my face because I'm not talking about this? I'm the same way. Don't do that. Now you're making me think about it more.
but I had to add to this for real though. That's kind of my struggle in like when it comes to like relationships, like with, not just with people, but like when I was in previous relationships with my ex-girlfriends, I always felt like I had to talk. I had to be the one to talk. I couldn't sit there in silence because it drove me up a wall. I felt like I was boring. I felt like I was dumb. And any of the girls I've dated, they've always told me, they always said, silence is not a bad thing. Just sitting here and being with you is what I want. And I go, really? Like, what if I don't talk? And one of them said, so you don't talk, it's fine. You don't have to talk all the time. And so like, again, as well, April, like I'm the same way too. In like when I'm talking to some of my friends from church, I'm sitting there, then they're having these conversations that I'm like, I don't know anything about it. So I'm just sitting there like nodding my head like, oh yeah. But I don't want to say anything, because then like, what if I say something dumb? Like, what are they talking about? A movie, I go, that's a dumb movie, like, or I just say something stupid. Like, I feel like I have to say the stupid thing. I have to be the dumb thing. So it's a struggle, and it does translate. Like, you guys have probably seen it. It translates here online. Like, my online life and my offline life are not any different, because I put pressure on myself like you wouldn't believe every day of my life. So it's like, there's no difference. That's why I tell people I'm on and off camera, I'm the same person.
Yeah.
In like, I'm not, I don't go around saying I'm Herman the Great necessarily, but I would. Come on now. I am great. Guys. I mean, I want to be with Jacob so bad. Oh, sorry, was that out loud? I mean,
I mean,
Awkward.
Is
No,
Stephanie
I'm not
in the
against
chat?
it,
Are you
but-
playing?
Is Stephanie in the chat, right? She's probably lurking. Oh, I'm gonna get a text from on that one if she sees the replay. Dang it! Don't tell her.
Don't worry, I'll screen record it later.
Don't tell her, April. I can't handle that today.
I was gonna say, I have a pretty strong feeling she doesn't follow me.
I don't follow.
I hope I really don't offend her though. I don't
No,
try
I
to
don't
be.
think-
I hope
you
she
can't-
knows.
Stephany's cool.
Jacob,
she's
you
not
just offended
easily
me with that
offended.
comment.
What's
I'm
that?
offended by your comment. I'm offended by your comment saying you're gonna offend me.
No,
I'm
I said I
offended.
hope
Yeah, but I
she's,
wouldn't-
I
I
hope she's
wouldn't
not
worry-
offended by me.
I
His
wouldn't
face
worry
offends
about
me, Jacob.
My
Stephanie's
face does.
chill. Don't worry about her.
It's been changed so many times. I don't know if I could do it again.
I like your sexy long hair though, Jacob. Sorry, April. You're trying to make a really legit point, and I'm just sitting over here being a jerk. Sorry.
Oh my god! So
I know, right? No one loves me. See, I'm having such a good day. I'm not used to this. Am I supposed to be having a good day today, or should I just go into depressed,
well, it's
anxiety?
up to
Herman?
you.
I know,
The choice
that's true.
is the choice is yours.
The choice was mine and no one else's. Oh, sorry. That's from Evita, a very famous, one of the famous Andrew Lloyd Webber musicals. Anyway. Hi, Herman. Hello. Hello to you again. Is it Lee or yeah, Lee? Okay. Sorry, April. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Herman, shut up.
I actually didn't know if it was pronounced like Lee.
I thought it was Leah, but I could be Lee. I don't know.
I'm not good at pronunciation, so I try not to say them out loud as much as possible.
Jacob?
Unless it's quite clear.
Is your name Jacob?
I actually forgot the I. It's pronounced Jacoby.
Jacoby, I like that. Okay, sorry about that. By the way,
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving to all you Canadians out there who are watching this.
It's Canadian Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's Canadian Thanksgiving today, and today's Indigenous People / Columbus
Coming
Day,
Out Day.
whichever one you want to label it.
National Coming Out Day as well.
Oh, is it really?
Yes,
I
it
didn't know
is.
that.
So
Oh,
thank you
okay.
for jumping on today, Herman. I appreciate it. I'm just joking with you, bud.
I did that last night.
No. If anybody knows our side context, that would make a lot of sense. I'm
That would make a
happy
lot of sense.
with
No, I know
anybody
what we're
coming
talking
out
about.
on Coming
They
Out
don't-
Day,
They don't
but
know.
feel free to come out on any day. Is what I always tell people. You shouldn't wait
There's
for
a
a
closet over
specific
there.
day. What's that?
I said there's a closet over there if you want me to come out of it.
Have you been in there a lot today, or?
I've been in there a lot. Yeah, I'm in the closet permanently. Yeah, no one knows our side conversations in like the group we have, so they're probably thinking, "What?"
Oh, right.
Well, there's not somebody out there going, "I just
especially
came out
because,
and you're making fun of them."
Yeah, that's the last thing I want to come off as. That's and if anybody knows me or seen my channel, you know that's not my my viewpoints on anything.
No, I know.
Sean, I'm doing good. It sounds like Herman's having a pretty good day. April, how's your night been and day going so far?
It's going all right.
Can't complain.
It's shaking up so much.
Ooh, I like lunch.
Well, I don't know if it's lunch or I don't even know what time of day it is anymore.
Hi, Terry. Hi, Terry. Terry's out there. I just saw Terry. I'm the chat's late on
Well, they-
YouTube.
Yeah, Terry was congratulating us on the upcoming interview I got for the channel. I'm excited about it.
Hey, so Jacob, Mary Moon, that's a song from Dumb and Dumber. It's an actual. I don't know who makes the song though.
Mary Moon,
Yeah, that one. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
why I
know
was
what you're
saying
talking about.
Mary
You
Moon.
just had to give me the reference. I had no idea for that.
Yeah. No, I was like, is he married to Mary Moon? I had to make a joke. I don't even know who the guy is. So I'm looking forward to your interview on Thursday.
And
If I can make it.
he
What
writes
time
books about what's that?
What time's your interview going to be on Thursday?
4 p.m. Central Time, 5 p.m. Coastal.
Eastern.
So April's time, 5 p.m.
So 2:00 my time then. Okay. All
So
right.
yeah, I know it's a hard time for people, but hopefully they can catch it. I'm gonna do, and then I'm gonna follow it with Pena show. I haven't really talked to Pena much lately. I have to catch up with him and make sure we're still good to go for Thursday.
I have comments, but I'll keep them to myself. I'm just over here.
I don't have any with that Dr. Evil finger in your mouth. I have to ask what if you have anything to say, you're more than welcome to, man. I wouldn't want anybody to hold their tongue.
I don't want to.
Some people don't.
That's the thing.
But my thing is, some people don't know how to hold their tongue, so I don't feel like it's necessarily fair that everybody else have to do it around them.
I don't know. I guess I'll just say it like this. I'll say it the nicest way possible, since I'm a nice guy and I try to say the things the nicest way possible. I'm not, and you might be watching out there, I'm not a big fan of Pena right now. I mean, overall, I'm not a big fan of him.
Those comments that he said, that he said closing my show with April,
I mean,
absolutely horrified me. I've never heard anything like that come out of his mouth.
That's a little shocking. I understand you have strong opinions. I get it, but if you have strong opinions,
I started to chime in, but when Terry jumped in to say his piece, I was like, since it was semi-directed, and that I was like, let him take it. And I was gonna say something, but the more I sat there, I was like, that's the way that hits way too fucking close to home. Way too close to home. Because I have,
and I'm all about people having their own opinions about things. It's like you don't need to push your lifestyle on other people and tell them anything about their lives.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're going to represent that politically and everything else, even religiously, prove it in real life. Don't go out there talking smack. Christianity doesn't tell you to do that. Your politics don't tell you to do that. Like, there's nothing about that makes.
No, and I know, and not only because I have family members, part of, the, what else on it, ignorant, just because I can't never remember the letters, but the
I just say LGBT, etc. If there's more letters that you don't know yet, you're not disincluding them.
Yeah,
and the rainbow community.
There we go.
Those are the staples of the community that built the foundation for everyone else.
And the thing is, Jacob, and I've told you this privately, and I have no problem saying this publicly. I might be a Christian, but that gives me zero rights to judge anybody for how they live their lives, what they decide to do with their lives. It shouldn't matter to them what my opinion is. I mean, yes, religiously, I'm not supportive of that group, but that doesn't mean I can judge that group. Does that make sense? I can't judge.
That was immediately what I said.
Judge.
That was immediately what I said to Mr. Pena, was because it says in the Bible, Matthew 7, not to judge others. Right. Exactly. If they believe in a God, they're going to be judged by themselves. Like, I don't see why. I don't see why anybody needs his input on what he thinks about anyone else's lifestyle.
Well, and the way he said it was just like, that was just like a whole stereotypical labeling of everything. Like, that's like, say, okay, and I'm going to give you an extreme example to counter his example. And so I hope I don't get in trouble with this. That's like saying every black guy is a murderer. It's like, come on, seriously? Like, you can't label people like that. That's what pissed me off.
You can't label any group of people. And I've never been about that. I don't want people labeling police,
exactly.
all anything.
That's my point.
Like races, genders, sexual preference, none of that should be labeled.
No, it should be labeled, but he put that on himself. So I'm sorry, Pena.
And that's why I've been doing my best to separate myself from his comments.
Talking about it. Yeah, sorry, Jacob.
Well, no, I feel like I appreciate you guys coming back on here, because I thought I really offended April, and I thought, and because I took responsibility because it was on my channel. If it's,
you can't control what your guests.
I've already reached out to everybody involved, and I said, if this happens again, there will be a change on the channel. It has nothing to do with, how much I care about a person. You just don't talk to people like that.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're here.
No, for me, it really hit close to home, because I do have family members part of that community, and I also have family members, including myself, that have been I'm trying to find the right word to say, sought after, for lack of the actual phrase, by family members, but they were straight and not from the LGBT rainbow community. you know,
Yeah.
you know. So when he started going, that's where I like, because I have straight family members that think the exact same way.
Well, no, it was
You know?
what you pointed out to me specifically is what like really took the conversation off the hinges, was when it was like, oh, okay, I'm going to associate these people with criminals now, with straight up criminals now, people that are committing horrible acts,
like I said,
because it's
I
not
have-
the same.
Unfair.
I have people part of the LGBT community, and I also have straight family members that are part of the criminal part of that community. The way he was trying to take it, but those people were straight. They weren't part of they weren't gay, they weren't lesbian, they weren't part of that community. And when he started going in that route, I was about to go, listen, have all the beliefs you want, believe in whatever religion or whatever you want, but to associate a whole community into something that is on all levels, including religiously bad, like horrendous to think about, and say that the gay community, the LGBT community, are all going after young people or young kids. I go, because in my experience, it was all the straight people that were doing that.
Yeah.
Going after young children.
It was usually fat white males that were rejected from society.
Honestly, like anybody could be a criminal. So to label one,
anybody can, but if we look at it in a broader sense, the people that are committing these crimes are not anybody in that community.
No, I know.
Yeah, and that's why I like to at least address the separation. Like, if you want to address how it is, like it's white males committing these crimes. Like, I mean, it may be because of the amount that there are, but those are the people usually associated with those by majority.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it's just and I was kind of hesitant to bring this up, but I'm trying to be more like out there with my opinions, not like forceful with my opinions, but like think, okay, it's okay to have a different opinion. I'm going to tell you right now.
I want everybody's opinion as long as you're respecting the opinions of others. That's all that matters.
Yeah,
everybody can have their own opinion, but you can't put other people down. That's my biggest thing.
Exactly. No. And I'm not putting opinion down. I'm just
I don't agree with
this
statement. Putting opinion down at all.
I don't agree with that.
I was gonna say you guys are just stating your own opinions, and honestly, and I can say, as this being my channel, I support your guys' opinions more than I do his. He's been my original guest, but on that subject, he should never speak on it again if that's how he feels. I mean, honestly,
at the end of the day,
he should educate himself more with the Bible and how it feels about it.
At the end of the day, he's entitled to how he feels and he thinks. And as much as I don't like that point of where he was taking that, so be it. But like you said, unless you really educate yourself, don't be on a public platform, because this is not a private platform unless you keep it private.
Yeah.
Right.
And when you're live, it's not. It's public until you end it and put it on private.
Oh yeah, you're still exposing yourself to the world. I mean, maybe the
exactly.
world won't look, but at the same time, if you give them a reason to, they will.
And like I said, I have relatives on both sides of that perspective, on both sides of the fence. And both sides, and who has that ignorant ideology that because you're that way, you're gonna go after young kids. That's an old school. I feel, I'm sure there's still young people, people, younger than me, you guys are even younger, because of the way they were brought up or because of what their own personal beliefs have become, that they believe that way as well. But people can tell you completely otherwise with evidence.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I don't even think he could present anecdotal evidence to support the theory that he presented. there was nothing there. But I got to catch up the chat. Sean asked where Michael McIntosh was. Michael McIntosh is in Ireland right now. He did a little update video not too long ago. If you want to check back to my chat, you can check it out. But Rocco made a good point. He said even Peña's favorite president, Donald Trump, supports the LGBTQ community, etc. And that's a great point to make, because it's like every single thing that he said was a falsity of what he has presented as his beliefs. The Christian community wouldn't say anything like that, because you don't judge other people. And I think that's firmly planted in the Bible. I also don't see his favorite president saying things like that.
And I say, Jacob, people, if I judge people, that gives I mean, they could judge me 10 times worse than I could ever. So that's why I try. I mean, I'm not gonna say I don't judge people in general. Sometimes I slip into it, but I think we all do probably. But the thing is, and this is really refreshing for me to talk about. Now I have to share just a brief story. I was 20.
Hold on, let me jump. I want to hear your story. Let me jump on this question really quick.
Please.
Leah, I have gay friends that are not all Biden supporters. It might just be your community. I don't think you can make a blanket statement.
I laughed when I saw that comment in the chat. I laughed at that. Sorry, Jacob. I thought that was kind of funny.
No, it's okay. It might be her immediate surrounding, but I would say in general, I know alternatives to that.
Yeah, could be. Yeah.
Oh, Rocco's hanging out with us too. Rocco, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I was just reading the comments, and I was like, "This is so interesting." How are you doing? How are you?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, the problem is, and it's funny how they think that it's this one community, but meanwhile, we got 45 grabbing a hold of the, flag, giving it love, giving it attention, The problem is the psyop, it seems. We deal with a lot of psyops. Co-created things to destroy the mind and push you to go do stuff, like what happened. And then try to play innocent. And, I do believe that some of it was a little bit, looked at, too far. You know what I mean? I think they should just drop it all. And move on. We got and that's the thing. We got other important things going on in this world.
Well, the last thing we need to be doing is spending our time bashing others. There's so many problems in the world to worry about. The last thing we need to do is be taking down others in any other sense, whether it's I don't know. I just feel like the last thing we need to do is censor speech, and the last thing we need to do is bash others, because you're going to get other people's bad ideas presented when you don't when you don't censor speech. And then when they get their ideas presented, we get to do something like we're doing today, where we get to discuss why we thought that was a bad idea, why we are not against things that are being presented to us. And like I said, as a presenter, I have to, if any of those views ever get expressed again on my channel, I'm going to have to do something about it. And exactly. I've made that clear to all the parties involved, and that's the biggest move I can make. And that's why I wanted to give people this free platform where, at least on my channel, where you can at least express your full ideas. And sadly, that fully happened the other day, and I felt like I knew how that person was feeling, and I was like, oh well, that just shows me that we are not in the same mindset about a lot of things. But at the same time, I don't just like the person. I don't hate them for their thoughts. I don't know if it's because of nature, nurture, or just I can't even put a finger on how someone would come to that conclusion. But what I can do best is
But
say it's not allowed here, and I don't support that, and I can't have it on here.
Right. And it's funny, I really like the man, I really do, but I find a lot of contradictory going on. First of all, I'm highly into politics. I know it's all,
Hey. I was talking to you about this. I was talking to you about this earlier, Rocco. Do you think it's fair? Do you think it's fair to say that somebody else's story might not fully add up, and to be able to question them online without them present?
Correct.
That's why if there's anything that I haven't addressed to Pena, that I haven't addressed to him offline, I wouldn't do it offline. I mean, I wouldn't do it online without him here. I would say the same things I'm saying right now to him, to his face. That's just, I've always been like that. So I wouldn't question his politics or anything else without him here, or his beliefs on other things. That's just me trying to be fair.
Yeah, and Jacob, I want to add something real quick here, and what you were saying earlier. Now, this is tough for me to say, so I might sound like a sort of a hypocrite when I say this, but you really can't take control of your guest. Like, what your guest is going to say is what your guest is going to say. Like, if he says something wrong in this case or another time down the road, like you really can't take responsibility for how someone else is feeling, and that's something I've had to learn in my life.
No,
can't
I feel responsible for presenting them, and there's a certain level of control on my end where I can mute people, but at the same time, I do want to have this open platform, and I do want people to understand why I feel the way I do. It's not because I feel like somebody's saying something that's usually the only time I ever censor people is honestly things that I don't think are allowed on YouTube. And that's usually what I try to do. And that to me is something that is probably not allowed on YouTube, what he said.
Yeah.
Like that to me was super inappropriate. Like there's a balance to freedom of speech when you're using other people's platforms. And I have to respect that as well. I'm a big constitutionalist. I do think people should have the right to say what they, whatever they want. I don't think hate speech is a thing in this country. And I'm happy to say that. But at the same time, be ready for what you say to have retaliation. If you say some bullshit to people, be ready for them to come back at you. Yeah, because you just did that. Like there's going to be actions to what you just did, though.
Yeah, exactly.
I just don't think they're going to come from the government.
No. Probably not. Probably not.
I think people are just lost in the wrong areas in the media, like listening to the wrong things, and they get sucked into it and they believe it all, and then nothing ever happens. This is what I'm so tired of. What I talk about is the truth, and it's so sad because there's only videos, there's only testimony. There's no actual evidence to my claims other than what I can tell you from what I remember and some witnesses to those claims. So,
and that's why I've always told you, Rocco, all I can do is take what you tell me at face value. I would never tell you were a liar unless you give me a reason to. That's not what my channel's about. I'm not here to prove people's stories wrong or anything like that. Like that's not my job. If people hearing your story on my channel want to make their own conclusions, that's their job. But mine is to get your story out. I want to hear what you got to say. You know what I mean? It's not my job to tell people what to and what to not say. But Zachary, Zachary was asking about an interview that we had to take offline. He witnessed it live. I don't know if you remember. There was something that was said on that live, and it was with Mr. Pena, and it was with Michael McIntosh that I didn't think was YouTube appropriate, and I had talked to Zachary Kim about it. I actually have another person I'm gonna start talking to about trying to figure out how to edit some of this old content that I have. Well, it's not old content. I have a lot of content that's just like probably 36 hours that's sitting private that I have to get edited because I don't know how to edit. So
You still
yeah,
have my video.
there's a good chance that somebody said something bad on any interview that's not up, and that's why it's not up. And there was one where I might have been on like 5 hits of acid, and I did an interview with like.
I know. I remember.
I ended up taking that one down because actually somebody said something bad in it, not because I thought I was doing a bad thing.
Right.
But get a little bit of full disclosure on that.
Remember, we're going in the woods, Jacob.
Oh man. Oh.
The woods is going to be fun. You said you're already planning the trip. That's cool.
I'm planning
Really cool.
you would put back up 8/13 soon. I have to see which ones I still have private. I should be able to repost them. Actually, Zachary, you have my email. Email me today, and I'll tell you which ones I can put back up and which ones are little scandalous. I don't even know how many. I love that word from Recess. I used to think of the Ashleys. Scandalous. But yeah, sorry, my child was
I'm
coming out.
gonna jump off a little bit. And start my job.
All right, I appreciate it, April. Talk to you soon.
All right, no problem. If I could come back. All right.
Sounds good.
Bye, April.
But Zachary, yeah, I was saying, yeah, email me and I'll figure out which ones I have left. I have to see which ones I can put up and which ones I can't put up. There's a few of them that I don't even know if I can put up without like massive editing. So yeah, there's a few of them held in contempt.
I haven't seen Junior on in a while. He seems to have something interesting to say.
I don't know if so what Junior had said a couple times when he was on with Pena is sometimes we would get into other conversations and things wouldn't get translated, so there was just so much cross going on that
Understand? He said, "Why am I so mad?" or something, and you were like, "Well, when you go through this kind of stuff, sometimes you get mad. You're not. Why can't you be happy or something?" Junior said. Yeah, so it's like,
I appreciate it.
And wow, like I didn't know that it was fully Macintosh where all this happened. I didn't know.
That what?
Whatever he was on there and with Pena.
Well, what happened? That one wasn't the first time that it related to this incident. It was related to things that couldn't be said on YouTube, and that had to do with some of our earlier. Like I looked the other day. I've been doing this for 4 months, and that's about it. And I'm starting to get used to the platform itself and knowing all the rules. Right. I think the rules are going to open up a little bit here in the future, but I still think right now they're kind of limited. But yeah. I just appreciate my reach on YouTube compared to other channels. Like I get that some people like to go into Rumble and talk on an echo chamber. I don't want to do that. I feel like I'll be talking politics all day, and I don't like talking politics all the time. Like this show. This show is a great example. I mean, this live that I'm doing right now, because I try to say that I talk to people with interesting stories and stuff like that, and usually they're related to experiences, extraterrestrial, ghostly, or something like that. And I've noticed that all of my interviews tend to relatate towards the same thing, where it's just letting people tell their whole story, whatever it's about. And I learn a lot from other people, no matter what it's about. whether it's about
I was actually talking with Tiffany last night, and she pulled a card on me. And the card
she'd be pulling a card.
about,
She'd be pulling cards for a lot of people. The way you phrased it was funny. Pulling cards on me.
yeah, dude, no, because it all made sense.
She pulls tarot cards for people. Just I think you're referring to Divine Tiffany, right?
Yes, but it all made sense. It hit home. That's why I said what I said about being in, the control, and how, different things, sometimes I got to reach out and see, and it happened at the right time, because like I was about to confront the individual, and, you know what I mean? Like, and I was in that like mode of, should I go to Montauk or should I not? Because I, don't want to do anything that's going to, put myself in harm's way. And me, it's no holds bar when I'm like completely, under control. Whatever handler, which would be somebody who put me through these programs that I've been through, these experiences that I've been through, the government, whatever. It doesn't matter. Even your own psychiatrist that you walk into. Oh, just, try this out. This might work. And next thing you know, it's all due to manipulation. And I'm learning how to not allow things to manipulate my mind. Like I might say something, sometimes it's not right, like I did on the show, and I apologize now that I'm live, as well to everybody about when I came on and got a little bit rude. But I was going through some memories that were not necessarily, I want to say concrete or accurate. It just kind of felt that way because, there is some testimony that I actually want to hear directly out of the individual's, mouth that made these claims, because I do know them well, and I'll be able to, basically,
well, that's why I reached out to you, and I told you some of the guests that I was going to be having on. They're going to be talking about a topic that you know a little bit about as well. And I feel like you'd be the best person that I in my small community that could talk about these topics with me. So if you want to join in the chat, I'd be happy to have you.
Oh, no doubt, absolutely. Who's that going to be? Who's coming up?
I know I got Peter Moon set up for. I'm
gonna explain to you, anybody who if he feels uncomfortable, he's the type of guy, and you know this, where Peter Moon is such a good writer. He's an excellent writer, and you know this.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of his work. I really like his work, and I'm excited to have him on.
Yes, but he will tell you some of the things I'm telling you, is not necessarily all. It's meant for the mind to explore. You know what I mean? Like his writing is like, it's like it makes you wonder. It makes you wonder. It takes you on that path to wanting to go and see, a lot of what he talks about. And I don't think, really, Preston was very smart too. And
Preston, well, and Preston had
my mother,
he had like a social awkwardness.
My mother remembers him from a time back. He would always drive a yellow school bus, with all his equipment and everything in it. But he looked different. He wasn't all, out of shape. We're talking back in
Preston was never in shape. Come on. What do you
well,
mean
what
by
I
in
mean
shape?
is the
I mean,
facial
Preston's always
like
been a husky boy.
it was never really in shape, but what I mean is like he can move around a little bit different.
Yeah. No, he definitely used to move around. He got unhealthy toward, and I think he developed a phobia, and I think that explains.
Of
You know,
Camp Hero.
I also think he started developing phobias as he got a little bit older, Preston, and that would explain why he was wearing gloves and stuff when he got older, and it would explain a lot of his tendencies that were built up after that.
I'm beginning to wonder when he went back and he was going through and he was doing those interviews if he had any kind of like issues with radiation, because I know a guy that supposedly his friend and them both got hit with radiation badly, and it kind of messed up their eyesight. You know what I mean? And my one friend twitches a lot, and he's real. Like the guy I sent you the videos. We had a little bit of a falling out, but he's a good guy. At the end of the day, but I believe that he's one of the ones that woke me up. And then the other interview where I completely broke down to the classical music. Used to push the mind out of the body, so to speak, and once you learn how to do that, it's
do you think of it as like do you think of it like astral projection, or how do you think of it?
I said to Divine Tiffany last night on her live, I jumped in, she was happy, she was like, "Oh, hi Rocco, how are you?" She remembered from the other night. I was surprised.
Well, yeah, no, I'm glad some of the people in our community are popping over and getting to see everybody else, because Tiffany was one of the first people I met on this online community, and Tiffany's card readings are so good. Terry pointed that out earlier and said her card readings are great. Yeah, they're always on point for me. I don't know why. She's even pulled them for my girlfriend, and they were on point for her as well. She does a really good job at what she does.
I'm telling you, when she pulled the card, everything made complete sense.
Yeah.
Boundaries, and then I'm thinking, okay, yeah, boundaries, because I have, a few obstacles that I got to deal with in life with certain people. And I'm beginning to wonder, is it because my programming is actually literally between 33 and I want to say 36 is when you start to deteriorate. Like I've noticed my teeth are, having serious problems. They do talk about this because of the jawbone, how they were so physical. But see, when you're younger, it's so easy to split the mind, reprogram the mind. A younger kid can make it through it.
Hey, let's take I gotta take like a 2-minute break. Are you down? Can you shut off your camera for a bit? Anybody hanging out in the chat? We'll be back in like 2 minutes, and I will be back with everybody. And give me like 2 minutes, and yeah, we'll keep this going. I'm actually enjoying it because we're getting a lot of guests on and a lot of people tuning in. Yeah, Mother Rabbit's probably gardening. Yeah, Michael McIntosh is. I've always said one of my biggest guests I've ever had. I love Michael's story, and Michael's such a nice guy. He's taught me a lot. And thank you, Cody. Stop by. I appreciate it, man. Hope you're doing well. James, aka Cody, aka the Spirit Box. We will be right back after these brief messages. loading. Let's see here. So that in the private chat. All right, back up. Let's see here. All right, Sean still hanging out. Appreciate it. AKA the real Clark Kent. Yes. Several aliases from this young man. But yeah, just kind of hanging out tonight. I was giving everybody an update. I'm going to have the author by the name of Peter Moon on tomorrow. Or not tomorrow. Sorry. Brain fart. Going to be Thursday, the 14th at 4 p.m. Yeah, no, it wasn't. It doesn't take too long. Sorry. Just had to do a little quick run out. But hopefully Rocco gets a chance to pop back in. He's had to pop out. So if he gets a chance, or if anybody else wants to join me, they're more than welcome to. I have the link in the description. If you guys want, I can share it again. Oh, here you go. I'll send it to you, Rocco, so you can get it. Let me see. Crap. Gosh, somebody highlight it and send it again. Man, where's Mud Rabbit when you need her? Out gardening. It's not over. It's definitely not over. Let's see here. See if I can highlight this and share it in the chat. I refreshed my search bar, so it's coming up as a different channel. But here's the StreamYard. If anybody wants to jump in, more than welcome to. I hope Rocco comes back up. For about 3 years now. I followed his story for several years now. When it comes down to it, I haven't talked to him personally for any more time than I've talked to him online. And I talked to him a lot more offline than we've talked online. And yeah, I've actually learned a lot from Michael, and especially because I didn't know, I only had a second party's opinion on Michael that I was talking to personally. I was talking to Andrew Bashiago online about Michael before, and I've talked to him online about a couple different things. And yeah, he was the one that gave me his perspective on Michael and Michael's story. And then when I talked to Michael, I don't know, there's something very genuine about Michael that I really like. I don't know, he's a nice guy. I've never had anything ill to say. Leah, you're always welcome. Just be careful with the politics. I might have to explain YouTube rules because it's not a freedom of speech platform, even though I agree with it. Freedom of speech, the Second Amendment, I'm kind of a constitutionalist in that sense. I do want all of those rights to be reserved, but they're not on this platform. So there's only a few things that we can't talk about. And I love your opinions because I agree with most of them, but I have to give you the heads up if you do come on, because we are kind of live, so it does make a difference. But Rocco, I shared that link in again if you want to jump back on. I think I'm still on. Yeah, no, I'm still live. Okay. But I hope everybody's having a good day. I hope this stream wasn't too long and boring for everybody. Try to do my best. I was just going to do an update and then turn to everybody else hanging out. I was hoping that everybody would get a chance. Is Michael McIntosh still running for president? Ooh, it's a good question. If you want my opinion, I would have to ask him his honest opinion. But if you want my opinion, I would say yes. And his presidency is going to be paid for by Bitcoin. If you want the honest truth, that's my opinion on it. But I think it would make a lot of sense. I always think it's interesting that Andrew Basiago is actually the one that got him into Bitcoin. I thought that was fun. Welcome back, Shane. God, Soul Death. I don't know. I've been back on for a little while. I'm not sure what you're referring to. Yeah. It's actually this one's a water pipe, I guess, because it's got tobacco in it. My ones with weed in them, they are considered bongs by terminology, if we're going by that actual sense. This one, 100% legal in all states. My other ones I use, not 100% legal in all states. In my state, yes, because of recreational use. But in other states, not so much. But bong is a police term that I try not to use very much unless I'm referring to a marijuana product with water in it specifically. Unless it's like a double bubble or a jackal. I'm very big into glass, and preferably ones with water in them because I feel like it's a better filter than the cigarettes that people buy that have like the, what's it called, the cotton stuffed in the end. I heard an interesting verboten word in Indiana. Yeah, I can imagine that because it's the last thing people want to start talking about in there. I don't know what Indiana's laws are like on that. It's the same I feel about Texas. You know, you got to show me a face or something there. Anybody that's joining in, got to make sure I've heard of you before I know you. Joe, how's it going, Joe? But I appreciate your presence. Don't know what he was saying, but oh yeah, I mean you can announce that. Yeah, congratulations, man. Nice to see you. Don't know what that other guy said earlier when he put his picture in, but whatever it was, I can't support it without knowing what it said. So I bet it does. Walking in and asking that will definitely get you thrown out of most head shops, especially in a state where it's illegal. Alan, Rocco, what's going on, man?
Everybody, please pray for my daughter. She was actually, sadly enough, not sadly enough, they're my children, so I have to watch them, both of them now, for 14 days. One of my daughters was actually kid tested positive. You know, and she's going to urgent care, to get, tested. I don't play around.
Well, hopefully she feels better. Are you around her? Are you quarantining with her? No, I wasn't making fun of that. Hey,
no,
I was wondering, are you
quarantining? Do on platforms, and they wonder why it get taken down so fast.
I was asking, are you quarantining with her, or what's going on?
No, she's in another room. She's in another room.
Oh, gotcha.
And I wear them, I have to, I got to be able to take care of my children. I mean, I just take precaution. That's it. You know what I mean? Like, I hate when people think that they can't get it, and they say, oh, I'm not going to get it. And I'm, You know, like the politicians, it's so funny. COVID this and that. Next thing you know, they got it. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. You know what I mean? I really don't.
I feel like that's one of those things we can't really speculate on online.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it's all good, man. But hey, I hope your daughter feels better, and wish her the best in her recovery, and hope everything's good.
Well, we don't know if she has it yet. You understand?
Well, yeah, no. Regardless, though, I mean, even if she's just sick, yeah. I want her feeling better, regardless of what she's going through.
Yeah.
We have our resident troll in the background, and he always tries to come in with different names. It's funny. I think the chat. Oh, it's because I'm jumping around screens. I'm sorry, Infinite. Let me know if my mic gets better. Can you hear me pretty good, Rocco?
Yeah. I noticed that your mic is that the new mic you're using?
Yeah.
So
Infinite was saying my voice is a little choppy.
Start one too. And I might ask you to try to help me with that, starting a YouTube channel too. I talk about, from child abuse to you name it. There's different topics to it all, and it's very unfortunate what children go through these days. And when people say child abuse, they automatically assume it has to do with the parent. And unfortunately, the society we live in, that's not the case. And it's sad because I know a counselor that works with people that go through this, and they get their kids taken away for hearsay.
Well, I mean, I don't know if did you ever hear the stream that I did when I talked about my situation with my family and my daughter? I don't really talk about it that much, but in the state of Illinois, a father, like I was on the birth certificate, and I was in the room when my daughter was born. I thought it was interesting that in the state of Illinois, you don't have any rights to your kids on that stance. Like it's a weird thing where you actually have to establish rights in court before you have them or be married. Those are the only rules in that state.
No. That's crazy, man. That's crazy making. Wow. Wow. It's a shame.
Sorry, I gotta.
Man, sorry to hear that. But, whoa.
David Harris. Hello. What do you think of black people? The same thing I think of all people. That they're.
It doesn't matter the color of your skin.
Good people. Like we were talking about earlier, you don't blanket state anybody. There's no blanket statements for anybody. Yes. The CPS is a little rough depending from state to state.
I was in
sorry.
CPS.
In the chat. Let me.
Jacob. I was actually in.
That was another guest with us.
Hey.
Yeah, I was in CPS at 14 years old.
Harry, are you on the chat for YouTube?
I can be.
Yeah, you're one of my few moderators that I think that I have on there, and it's getting a little wild in there.
Is it?
I don't speak different languages. So
okay.
Oh. So yeah, I'm just kind of going through and catching up with things.
All right. Well, I was just gonna say that something really interesting happened during the break. where as soon as you took a break, I went outside, and right outside, right there, it appeared right in front of me, bright, beautiful rainbow, and I
nice.
sent you a picture. So
Nice. Well, it correlates with the last thing we were talking about, because you seem to have a tendency of finding good rainbows.
It's interesting. This is like the third or fourth time this year that I just so happen to be at the right place at the right time, where a rainbow just appears right out of the sky. And I sent you a private Facebook message just here within the past couple of minutes, just to kind of prove it, that here it is, time stamped and all. So I just thought that was so interesting.
Hey, thanks, guys. If you guys can, Tiffany and everybody else that just popped in, if you guys can keep an eye on the chat, it's getting a little wild. I might have to. I don't want to shut down the live chat, but might have to. Yeah, I don't. A lot of fun. Jim, you got some nice guitars behind you. We have another guest that wanted to pop on. But Jim, talk to us a little bit in the private chat. What did you want to come on and talk about? We're just kind of chatting with some of our regulars here. Oh, thank you, Maria. I appreciate it. Hi, everybody.
Hey, Divine Tiffany, we were just talking about you.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Thank you.
But you got to give me a little more context than that. And you're showing no reactions on this picture that I see. The camera's wavering a little bit.
Yeah, we were complimenting her on her readings that she was giving last night.
Is what I hear. I got to go back and do the replay. Tiffany, you got some amazing comments from all your work last night.
Absolutely, is spot on. I believe my card was like the 7 of Cups, I believe, where I was given just so many choices and this is very true, because right now I have several wrestling promotions who are very interested in bringing me in, and they're literally fighting over me. I can't make a decision where I actually want to go this Saturday. I have no idea. So, but it's a good problem to have. And Tiffany gave me some insight with the card that she pulled and with what she said. It's really going on in my experience that I'm going through right now in my life. Tiffany, you're spot on. Also, my compliments on how you just simply showed the card. You held it right up to the camera so I could look at it, see the details on it, and share with you on that. You showed the reverse so I could see that too. That's very important. Slowing down and taking the time to make that connection with who you're speaking with, even if it is across the camera and everything. So again, Tiffany, thank you so much. Now that you're here, thank you again. Many blessings.
Sorry, I don't mean to diminish that. So there's somebody on the background that has a cardboard cutout, and just to prove to me that it wasn't a cardboard cutout, I said blink twice. And they started making the cardboard cutout dance around their screen, and there's a microphone in front of it. I assume it's not a positive vibe, but thank you everybody for tuning in. It's been a lot of fun so far. I cannot complain. Oh God.
No, people just do some funny things.
Well, I'm glad I'm slowly getting big enough where I can actually bring this much attention. Some guy in his guitar shop just felt like he had to join in. I appreciate it. I'm sorry it's slow at the guitar shop. I hope you get more sales soon. Hope it works out for you.
Yeah, Jacob, if you wait a minute, I'm about to have a session here with you. If you hang on.
Ooh, I like this comment.
Tim Robbins and Leonardo DiCaprio. XO.
Ooh, you better take that as a compliment, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Tim Robbins from Shawshank Redemption. Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like that's a good combo.
You. Yeah. And of course, Leonardo DiCaprio. Fantastic. Thank you. Blessings. Thank you. Much appreciated. Infinite moi.
Hey, Jim, I know you can hear me talking in the background. I wanted to let you know. So I have in my town the biggest guitar store in all of the world. All of the world.
Really?
Members of the Beatles used to buy from this guitar store. Jimi Hendrix has actually gotten a guitar from this guitar store, but it's by their previous owner, but it's still the same family that owns it, and it goes by the name of Axe in Hand. It is one of the biggest and most specific ones, and yeah, I thought I would drop that.
No, that's interesting.
They actually
That's
have pictures
definitely
in their shop where they sold those people those guitars, those artists.
Nice. It's always good to have that kind of memorabilia.
Oh my gosh, I wish I could screen share this with you guys. This gets funny. Oh man,
no.
he's getting his cardboard cut out really close to the screen and just making it dance. It was like, oh man, I feel kind of bad for him. I'm like, oh man, I hope he's got more to do with it. Maybe it's just a nice setup and he's just got guitars hanging on the wall, but it kind of looks like a guitar shop, if I had to guess.
Rocco, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Yourself?
Fantastic. Good
That's
to see you.
good.
Good to interact with you. Are you up in New York right now, or
Am I what?
are you up in New York right now, or what's your general location?
No, I will not ever live in New York again. If you remember and recall in Tiffany's chat last night, how I was talking about walk-ins and spiritual things that were happening to me. I had family members thrown down the stairs. My mother broke her neck, and she said that she was pushed. I've had sage dishes just crack like a puzzle piece, literally, because I was trying to get rid of whatever was in my home, because I had attachments as well. And that's why I was mentioning to Jacob about Montauk. There's a lot of unsettled souls there as well.
Right.
A lot of unsettled souls.
Yeah.
And I brought one home with me.
You told me about him.
It decided it's going to happen. Yep.
Hey, so
And it's
Rocco,
funny, I just
want to let everybody know, if you guys see me giggling or something in the mainstream, it's not because of what you're talking about. There's somebody literally dancing on my screen that you guys can't see. I just have to be totally honest. I don't want anybody to feel like I'm not taking what they're saying into consideration.
But I noticed you're into professional wrestling, Terry. And when I was a baby at Three Coins Restaurant in Clearwater, Florida, Hulk Hogan held me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was pretty cool. It was weird feeling though. But I used to be into, Macho Man Randy Savage and the old wrestling. I don't know. I kind of fell off of the television because I feel like it just messes with my mind in a different way.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's fantasy. It's going off into La La Land.
I can just watch something and pick up like from when I was a child. I'd watch something and I pick up the subliminal messages now that I didn't when I was a kid, and I'm like, You know, it's like, what the hell?
Mind-blowing,
You
yeah.
know, what? I
It's
don't allow
much
my kids to watch Disney. I don't allow my kids to, watch a lot of shows on television because it's all manipulation.
Yeah.
And kids become
programming.
addicted to video games too. Highly addicted to video games. Dance.
So there's two kids, and one now has a wig on.
Do we need to get the beatbox going here?
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Oh, he's dancing to your beatboxing. Oh yeah, he's on it. Sorry, I said he. I hope I'm not assuming. I hope I'm being appropriate. I don't want to assume
do I
gender
need
on
to lay
anyone.
the smackdown on you, Jake? Oh golly!
Wow. Interesting crowd tonight. I appreciate everybody. Yeah, you guys are a little sus. Yeah, on us. These are the imposters. You guys are about as sus as they get. Oh goodness. Oh well.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan's
wrap it up
forever
before it gets
became a
too wild. I appreciate you guys coming on, and I appreciate everybody in the chat and everybody in the background that didn't make it.
It's gonna get wild.
For you, for everyone. Thank you.
Cheers, Terry.
Cheers.
Have a good night.
Yep, everyone have a good one. Talk to you guys soon. You guys have a good night too in the background.